Here's a beat from Beat It Out with Jay Moore and Adam Carolla.
If you were a dwarf, would you ever get out of the race car bed? Or would you just keep that your whole life? Bury me in this bed, I would yell.
Yeah, I would have a race car bed casket.
Yeah. That bed, plenty enough for you, and you always look cool.
Beat It Out with Adam Carolla and Jay Moore. Subscribe to the show at adamcarolla.com/Substack. Let's get back to the Adam Carolla Show.
Was a race car bed a thing of your youth?
Yeah, definitely. I wanted one. I don't even think I got one ever.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no.
No
It was just
way.
a distant dream and something at the rich kid's house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There was one in a window at a bed place in Santa Monica that if we ever visited my uncle Ralph, Vince, and then Greg Bruno, when we drive home, I could look through the window of my dad's VW Bug and see it. And I would just imagine, like, who?
I think I had a secondhand one.
Really?
I just unlocked the memory. Ace.
Really? You bought like a crashed one?
No, like
One with high mileage? Rusted out?
Hey, the frame was solid, all right? We just replaced that quarter panel. It was good.
Should have got the rust proven. I tell you, get the warranty. You wouldn't listen. All right, what's going on in the news?
All right, in the world of entertainment, Bill Maher torched Sean Penn for criticizing his meeting with President Trump, hitting back at this Fast Time at Ridgemont High's actor who sat down with Fidel Castro and Hugo Chavez before. Check it out.
I have not been invited. The only reason I would not accept an invitation is because I see no, it's a long flight. And I see no.
Really? You'll meet with fucking
I don't think
Castro and Hugo Chavez, but not the President of the United States?
Yeah, I saw good results come out of some of those things in terms of agendas that I had. I don't think that there's anything that I would... I just personally wouldn't trust anything that was said in the room.
Okay.
He is Sam.
Yeah, the thing about, look, I've interviewed Sean. There's something going on, and I don't know exactly what the wiring is, but Sean's a cool guy, and he's a smart guy, and he's an interesting guy, and I had a nice conversation with him, and there's a thing. It's kind of it's too simple just to call it a hippie thing. But it's like him and Jane Fonda and all those people. The first thing that they do is they take someone like George Floyd and they make him into a hero, and they take Hugo Chavez and they make him into a hero. They take Che Guevara and they make him into a hero.
Lionize.
And then they take Ronald Reagan and they turn him into a criminal, like a war criminal and all that kind of stuff. And okay, first off, there are a lot of shades of gray, but here's the thing. Ronald Reagan maybe has done things you disagree with and I disagree with, but Fidel Castro's fucking horrible and he's a tyrannical dictator and he killed a lot of people and he's a piece of shit. So first things first, in a world where nobody bats 1,000, I'll take the guy who bats 377 versus the one who bats 26. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're just exalting the virtues of the 26 guy. And I know who these people are. They pick these weird characters and then they sort of turn them into deities. And everybody, look, Nelson Mandela, if you do a deep dive into Nelson Mandela, you're going to find a bunch of shit you'll never hear anywhere. Or you'll never hear that Martin Luther King had a lot of side pussy. You know, like it's just stuff.
A lot
people.
of nuance.
Everything is nuance. So
even Gandhi.
Oh, right. Overall, I will live. Would you rather live in a country where Ronald Reagan was your president or where Fidel Castro was your president? Okay. Or Hugo Chavez. Like, that's all I'm fucking saying, people. That's all I'm saying. And you can go, I don't want to live in either. No. It's either this. It's either Ronald Reagan or it's Donald Trump or it's whoever you didn't like in the past, one of the W. Bush or something, or Fidel Castro. There's your choice. What would you do, Sean? What would you like? I think if you gave him 2 beers, he would go with Reagan. But there's something that they have to do, which is they have to push back. And so part of the pushing back, it's kind of hippie thing. I got it. I understood it from my mom and my family, my grandmother and stuff like that. You know, my grandmother was out basically marching for communism, you know, in the 30s or something. And it's like, it's the same people that are out there pushing Palestinian and Hamas. Like, you do understand that if you're gay over there, you get thrown off a fucking building, right? Okay. Well, what about what we have to deal with here? I don't know what you have to deal with here, but it's not getting thrown off a fucking building. All right? So that's your side. So then what's going on? Communism. Oh, I love communism. You do? Do you really? Is that how you want to live? You know how many millions of people die in those kind of regimes and how miserable life is for those people?
I love standing in the bread line.
Right. And all you do is talk about freedom and oppression and freedom. Well, guess what there's less of over there? What you claim to want. So what are we really talking about here? And what we're talking about here is you're just sort of counter whatever is. Whatever your dad liked, I'll just do the opposite. And they don't really realize what they're doing. So, and it's two parts. They go, well, what are we going to do? Well, you have to hate Ronald Reagan. Okay, done. But what else? Well, you could like Fidel Castro. Okay, good. Now good. Because all I'm doing is rebelling. I'm literally just rebelling. I'm just doing whatever it is, doesn't make sense. You don't want me to do it. Now, I don't even know I'm doing it. So Bill Maher knows you're doing it, and he wants to know why you're meeting with these tyrannical leaders and you wouldn't have lunch with Trump, and you don't really have a good answer. But you don't know what you're doing, and you go to the grave. I mean, half these people I see out protesting are 65 plus. There's like 74-year-old woman. I saw a 74-year-old woman just going, I don't want to have to live with this and this over my head. It's like, bitch, nothing's going on. You're fucking 74-year-old white chick. Shut the fuck up and go knit a fucking shawl. Sorry. Go ahead.
Next up, let's lighten the mood a little bit. New Jersey high school forced to cancel full day of classes after over-the-top senior prank. Say it went too far. I feel like this is good, clean fun.
What was
Nothing
the senior
stolen.
What
they did was grab everything out of the classrooms, duct tape it, and sort of
wrap
it in a sort of
cellophane.
Homunculus. Yeah, of a giant. You know what I mean?
Homuncular of you.
Yeah.
With your homunculi.
So, they went buck wild and put everything right. They're investigating. They're searching for the culprits.
Are they
now.
doing? I don't think my kids did a class prank. Did you do a class prank?
Yeah. The fountain full of bubbles. Everybody was splashing bubbles in everyone's face. It was a good one.
We did a few weird ones. Somebody would inevitably, there was some good stuff. Somebody pulled the Bob's Big Boy guy out of the ground and put it right in the quad. That was pretty cool.
That is cool. That's expert level.
That was solid. Another solid one is they went and got the cow from the 4-H whatever and walked it into Mr. Space and put it in Mr. Space's office. That was good. Then I planned my senior prank to be a little more interactive because the thing is everybody shows up Friday and sees the prank from the night before. But I was like, what if they experience the prank when it's happening? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
okay.
I got my little militia group together in my house because I lived in the garage basically across the street from the school.
Yeah.
And I said, now what if we fill up like 150 water balloons at my house and then we put them in big garbage bags and we stash them around, like about in the shrubs and stuff, just push it back there. We'll do that tonight. And then tomorrow at lunch, when everyone gathers into the quad, we'll all kind of zip our jackets on and put like ski masks on, and everyone go load up on water balloons, and then we'll fire on everybody in the quad, and then we will make our escape to my house. Because once you go over the fence, I'm just across the street. So everyone planned it out. We had the signal and everything, and we went at it, and everyone got their water balloons and started firing on everyone. And everyone starts like, girls are sitting there eating their sandwich on the bench and stuff, getting hit in the back of the head with the water balloon. And everyone's getting it nailed by the water balloons. And then when everyone's out, we all have to bid a hasty retreat, like through this long hall, sort of outdoor area, and then over the top of the fence. And it worked good, except for my one friend, John, got to the fence, got about halfway up, and about 10 black dudes just grabbed him and pulled him back down.
What?
It was like, beat on him.
It was so wholesome into that.
I know, until they turned on him.
What, they just beat the shit out of him for water balloon crimes?
Well, to be fair, the place, this was pre sort of terrorist attack, but it was a bunch of dudes in ski masks throwing stuff, and people started screaming and stuff because they didn't really know what was going on. They thought they were under some kind of attack. And so John got it, but he didn't squeal. And, it was always the scuttlebutt was everyone knew it was me and us and whatever, but no one could prove anything because they didn't have, but you didn't have the film and cameras and stuff back then.
Yeah.
So no. Now my friend, another friend who decided to shit in a 5-gallon bucket.
I knew it was going there.
I know,
Ace.
for like
You're
a
always
week.
grossing me out with that one.
And he went out. They were a senior. I wasn't even a senior. He desecrated the whole school with his poop. It was maniacal. And they found out it was him. And he was bound for Berkeley.
Yeah, DNA testing.
And they were like, I don't think so.
Oh, really?
They were like, something's wrong with your
Scatological.
Yeah, something's wrong. And it was a big to-do. And eventually ended up going there after he had to clean up all his sort of helter-skelter written poop, everywhere. Like, I got where he was coming from.
A shit smear as a Berkeley graduate? Can't believe it.
Oh, yes. 100%. But that was a year older than me.
All right.
So, I don't know. Did you do one, Dawson?
We did not. We were really frightened off of it because 2 years before I graduated, the senior prank was putting raw fish in the new air conditioning ducts.
Damn.
And they did major damage. I mean, like $30,000 worth of damage. And so everyone was like, we're not doing shit.
Yeah, also, if you are going to college, they can hold back transcripts. They can get you into trouble. We weren't going anywhere, so you couldn't do anything to us. We were leaving.
Low risk, high reward.
Carolla, you think you're going to be digging ditches on a construction site? I don't think so. Not after this stunt. So we all went for it.
I think what they actually did was fish fertilizer. It wasn't actually fish.
There were some other ones around the country that got crazy. Like, there was a bunch of guys brawling in the tri-state area, Jones Beach State bargain up there in Jersey. But in Malibu, they did pandemonium by supergluing classroom doors shut, driving golf carts down staircases, causing tens of thousands of dollars worth of damage.
Malibu, man.
And now Malibu's back at it again.
That's where Sean Penn lives.
Yep.
All right, what else?
Next up, we got this Riverside No Kings protester struck in a felony hit and run, and the suspect is still at large. But we got some crazy video from him.
All right, so it's down. It says downtown. It says downtown Los Angeles, but it's Long Beach. I don't know. I kept trying to find this story and I couldn't figure. Anyway, cars driving.
I've seen two different
videos. The
videos.
No Kings thing. They're pushing on the.
Yeah.
There's different. Okay, there's different vids. There's different
exactly,
vids.
Yeah.
There's another one. There's another vid, Dawson or Andrew, in there where it's like a red SUV and it's from behind.
A black, I think, right?
Oh, maybe it's black or red SUV behind at night. Does the same thing.
There's a lot of people fucking around and finding out.
Well, okay, you're driving. You may be driving with your kids. I don't know, or maybe just be alone. But good, if you got them. If I got, my 4-year-old twins in the back seat, I'm not fucking getting out of the car and trying to talk it out with the young folk. And then my thing is like, I will stop and I will sort of try to be courteous and whatever. But if you're gonna jump up and start smacking the side of my car and whacking it with a skateboard or something, then here's what I'm saying. If I'm holding a gun and you're in front of me, I don't want to shoot you. But if you're going to get aggressive, I'm not going to put the gun away because I'm holding a gun. And now listen to me, everyone. A car is 5,000 pounds and 200 horsepower, and a crazy, nervous, freaked out mom with a foot that all she has to do is depress the right side of it 7/8 of an inch, and you're getting run over. So I don't know what you think you're doing. If the mom was... This is it. If the mom was holding a gun, would you be smacking her fucking in the forehead, or would you step back? It's a car. And by the way, if you want to kill 13 people, just go plow into a farmer's market with your car. You'd kill more than you could with a Glock. All right, here it is. Sorry. This is Long Beach around. They're throwing shit at the car. They're punching the car.
Throwing shit at the car, kicking it, and this guy just swerved out of the way and crushed somebody, apparently.
Yeah, good. All right. But here's the
Oh, there it is.
Good. Okay, here's the thing, everyone. The person driving the car doesn't even necessarily disagree with you. They're just going home or coming from work. They turned down the wrong street. Then they saw you, and then they stopped, and they didn't yell, "This is MAGA country, bitch." They just stopped their car, and then you started beating on the car, and then you gathered around the car. Now, I do not know what you're expecting out of the mom in the car, but expect at some point, I'm not going to put the gun down in between us and flip a coin. If I'm holding it, you're going to get shot. If you'd like to walk away, then you're not going to get shot. If you want to pick up a sprinkler key and come charging at me, then you will get shot. But that'll be your decision.
But safe spaces and octagons in Florida, you'd be scot-free, I believe.
I think
Not a lawyer.
I think everybody who's in a car who's being surrounded by a mob, especially if they're beating on the car, is scot-free. I don't think there's a court in the land that will convict these people if you're surrounded by an angry mob. Now, you add the mom part, the female part, or kid in the car, whatever, you're fucking gone. You're gone for free.
Totally. Yeah.
You know, with your mixed martial arts background.
Listen here, man. The mob will get you. I found out the hard way with the Diaz boys one time. They'll get you. You know, you gotta no.
What happened with the Diaz boys?
I was trying to get a rematch. The guy, they told me to go in there, and I went in there, and then his whole team jumped me. It was a famous thing. Yeah,
I
fought Nick. I fought Nate. I fought Jake Shields. I fought everybody at the same time.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, man.
Still alive.
Who was who were you trying to get the rematch with?
Me and Shields never had a rematch. And he saw me off the microphone and was like, "Oh, you want your rematch?" And I was like, "Yeah, give me my rematch, buddy." And pandemonium. In other news, Prince William's billionaire pal, Sanjay Kapoor, dead at 53, swallowing a bee during a polo match.
Oh, now, are you allergic to bees?
Well,
or
it actually triggered a heart attack. The billionaire businessman and chairman of global car parts giant Sona Comstar collapsed during a polo match in England on Thursday.
When I was in Florida, it's kind of crazy. I was in Florida doing shows, I don't know, a month and a half ago. And when I was done, there was a really nice lady, and she just came up to me. She was waiting in line, get a book, get a picture. And she just goes, "You know, I had a husband of 25 years. We were great. I don't know, sweethearts from college or whatever. 5 years ago, he got stung by a bee, just died. Just boom. Just like one day, good health. Next day, whoosh,
Allergic.
gone.
Too bad.
I don't know what he was, but he just got stung by a bee, gone." And she said, "It's been 5 years. Your podcast got me through it. I listened to it, and I don't think I could have done it without you." And I said, "The book's $20. I can sign a titty if you like." And she was real sweet. And I just thought how fast that could happen. Just boom, this soulmate, boom, gone. Just got stung, pow.
Yeah.
That bees do a fair bit of that, I think. Bees do. I'll bet you. Now you got to look it up, Andrew. In the United States, bees kill more people than rattlesnakes.
Oh, yeah.
Kill more people than any kind of commercial airliner situation. Sharks. Bees must kill more people than sharks.
Bears, definitely.
Bears. I know a lot of people, women especially, who will not go into the ocean because of sharks, but will happily go outdoors where the bees are all day, every day.
On account of the period blood.
That's a good, I never thought about
Sharks
that
can
angle.
smell about 3 miles away.
That's what happened to that chicken Jaws at the beginning. So sad, weird. I don't know if it's being he's allergic or he swallowed it or what the cause was.
It caused a heart attack. That's what the Mirror is reporting. Just hours before his death, the Indian-born businessman who had studied in the UK paid tribute to the victims of Thursday's Air India plane crash that claims the lives of 241 people.
That it is kind of weird. I know you like to put a little tinfoil hat on every once in a while.
I do.
Remember, there was that guy who worked for Boeing or something, and then he kept saying, if they find me dead, and at some point he killed himself in his car or whatever, and he was a whistleblower,
Yeah, like he was getting ready to testify, and then suddenly he just had a change of heart and hung himself in his car.
Something like that. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of... Yeah, I mean, what percentage? Okay.
You're saying that someone shot this bee in this man's mouth to silence him?
No, I don't know. Sam Tripoli said, I don't know. I feel I
This is a psyop?
I'm trying to think. Is it better to have a drawn out illness and be able to sort of make your peace with your family, or is it better to just be literally on a pony horse with a mallet and just
or just bounce out the 58th floor? Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Which one do you say? A slow, inevitable death where you're just hugged, surrounded by your family and
Well, I mean, I'll tell you what. One death every 2 years with the sharks out here. I will say this: 72 deaths in the U.S. attributed to bee stings.
Oh.
Yeah, they got them beat. I would say, look, if somebody said, look, you want a nice, slow 6-month death, I would go, yeah, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time with my kids, and I'm not going to necessarily spend time holding hands. We're going to the Home Depot. Like, I'm imparting some... I will take my son and my daughter and go, listen to me. Listen to me. Let me tell you what I know. Like, I'm just going to give it all to you. And we're going to make arrangements for whatever gets what and stuff. Yeah, I'd probably take that.